Now, before the video starts, I just want to say there's a little audio problem around 320 to 330, so about 10 seconds. 10 seconds worth of audio, something happened. I have no idea what, and the audio got kind of messed up. It's still understandable, it's just kind of ugh. So, please understand that. Enjoy the video. Welcome to yet another My Hero Academia chapter review, chapter 223. Let's just get straight into it. The first 4 or so pages, really irrelevant, I guess. Like, it just shows Shiggy fighting Giga. I know, not important at all, except for the fact that he's been fighting him for a month and a half. Like, I know Shiggy's an absolute mad lad. Like, he's a madman, fast as hell, strong as hell, especially for a Lanklet. But this is just a little questionable because it's just like a month and a half, 3 hours of sleep, or at least 3 hours of rest every 48 hours. That just doesn't seem right. It's kind of on the level of Aizawa getting his head smashed in against the concrete by the Nomu and still surviving. Or Endeavor crashing into a building when fighting high end. It's just like, I don't know, man. Like, did some other stuff happen when quirks first showed up in the human race? Like, did everyone get super durable bodies? Did people evolve to get super durable bodies over the years or some shit? Like, it just doesn't make sense. People are surviving things that have nothing to do with their quirks. Like, they're just whatever. Yeah, everyone's like a superhuman in this series, so whatever. Like, all right. Before I move on, everyone remember that part where it was Deku and Bakugo versus All Might, and All Might straight up grabbed Deku and smashed him against the concrete against Bakugo. It was just like, what? Bakugo should be splattered. You know, moving on. Next, we get some more Spinner scenes. Like, at this point, if you don't think that Spinner is going to attempt to defect or anything, then you're crazy. He's being set up to defect, or at least attempt to defect. It's possible that he might not. It's possible that he might become his own villain. We don't have him. He isn't, I feel, interesting enough to become his own villain. At least not right now. We're getting all this information about him being, like, dumped within, like, the last 4 chapters. He doesn't have much development, so I don't know how I feel about him just straight up becoming his own villain, or just defecting in general. But of course we get some Toga scenes, so of course this chapter is amazing just because of that. 11 out of 10. Toga is waifu. Next up, Twice gets a call from Giran, etc. Oh wait, it's not Giran, it's Destro Jr. Now, I know he calls himself Re-Destro, but that sounds absolutely fucking stupid, so I'm just going to keep going with Destro Jr. Now, we learn that the finger from last chapter is actually Giran's finger. His fingers have been placed around the city, in places where the League have been, I guess as a little warning to the League, a little thing to stir them up. We learn a little bit more about what Destro wants to do. He wants everyone to be allowed to use their quirk at 100%. Screw the government. Screw all the limitations on the quirks. And then Mr. Compress points out that what Destro wants, what Destro Jr. wants, is very similar to what the League wants. Now, of course, Destro Jr. is just like, no, we don't want to really associate with you guys. You guys are just a bunch of hoodlums that are in the way. The only person that is worthy of being the face of liberation is Destro. I believe that was what he said. I haven't read the chapter since like 5 minutes ago, so bear with me. We learn that Destro Jr. has them all tracked down in the mountains, and he's given them the choice to stay there and let the heroes defeat them, or go to the city and let them defeat them. Like them being Destro, like the first them being Destro and the second them being the League. You know. You can probably infer what I'm talking about. And then end of chapter. There you go. Overall, it was a really good chapter. We got to see Shiggy do some absolute madman stuff. We got to see even more of Spinner about to defect, and we got a much better idea of just how big the Quirk Liberation Army is. I believe it said it was around 150,000, I believe. Now, I looked up Japan's current population. I know My Hero Academia takes place around like 200 or 300 years in the future, so their population is probably much bigger. But I looked up Japan's current population and did some math with the Quirk Liberation Army's like soldiers, and the army would take up about 0.1% of Japan's population, which really isn't impressive at all. Now, if he said over like 1 million like members of the army, then I'd be like, wow, okay, because that'd be like what, around 1%, a lot better than 0.1. I think we'd all agree that 1 is greater than 0.1. I really hope we'd all agree on that. Yeah, it's just not that impressive. I mean, it's a lot more than what the League of Villains have, but it's just not that crazy. 1 million would have been much better. 2 million, like something around then, something that actually make me go, wow, okay, shit's getting serious. But it's not impressing me at all right now. Overall, I'd give the chapter 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10, like a genuine 8.5 out of 10. Really cool chapter. Nice to see all the, I've already said this all, nice to see all these characters. Nice to get all this detail, everything. Good chapter, great chapter, amazing chapter. Alright, that's about the end of the video. Sorry it took so long for me to make this video. I was going to do it on Friday, but I was incredibly tired. I was going to do it on Saturday, but actually, no. I was going to do it on a Friday, but there was a lot of noise. I live in an apartment complex, so there's like noise 24/7, so I just couldn't do it on Friday. Then on Saturday, same thing, tons of noise. And so I'm now recording it on Sunday. Sorry. It's not like it matters. My Hero Academia videos, they get views, but no one actually watches them to the end. Odds are there's probably one person actually listening to me talk right now out of like the 30 or 40 viewers. While my Black Clover videos, funnily enough, get less views, but more people actually watch them to the end. It's kind of interesting. But whatever. If you like the video, like it. If you really like the video, subscribe. And if you really like the video, share it so other people can watch it. Bye.